mean to tell me that you are part of this Black Lives Matter movement. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
But don't all lives matter?
Not when black men are being killed and murdered in this country for no reason.
No. Look, I was born in the roughest, toughest neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. But even though I was raised in the hood didn't raise me.
I'm an activist. I'm an activist for all those black lives that we lost.
Someone in this room is trying me.
Uh-oh.
One of you people's about to get on my last nerve.
Hold on, y'all. Call somebody. She's about to get real black.
Wrong with my family.
Oh my God, I'm crazy!
Serious, this time was completely different. He was totally out of control.
Taylor, stop it! Stop making excuses for his actions.
And I do it again.
How did you do this to me?
Grab my purse, get the gun, and check.
And it'll all be over soon. Gregory.
Now listen, that was a long time ago. Something ain't right.
I brought you into this world, and I'm gonna take you out.
We stay on business.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the 2111 radio show. I'm your host, Derrick Scott, and I have Dr. Donald Variste in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, and thank you for having me. It's an honor. Thank you very much, Derrick, for having me on your show.
Definitely. So now, we're gonna take this. Where are you originally from? Let everybody know where you're originally from.
I'm sure. I'm from Miami. I'm from Miami, Florida. That's where I'm originally from.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and
Born and raised.
Haitian American, though.
Yeah, I am. I'm Haitian American. My parents are from Haiti. I was born in Miami, right in Jackson Memorial Hospital. You know, for many that knows what that is down in Miami. And I went to school in Miami and everything. So yeah.
Okay. So listen, there's nothing wrong with that. So now, what I want to know is, being in the community in Miami, how was it growing up?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, in the beginning, no. Because we started off the same. In the beginning, the journey of the beginning, it was some tough times. I'm not gonna lie, because we was in the hood, so it was in little Haiti, that represented the hood. During the time when I was growing up in Miami, it was a thing where it was Haitians against Americans. It was a lot of violence going on during that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched so many violence, and just in elementary school, just being in elementary school, I saw so many stuff. And one of the things that I saw in Miami was I watched someone get, I want to say, I don't know if the word, how it is with social media. I'll say unalive. That's probably, you could say it, yeah. So I watched it was. Okay, I could say it. Okay. So it was a young lady who I saw when I was like maybe in 4th grade or something like that. I was very young, and I remember I saw her arguing. I'm talking about arguing with her boyfriend, and I'm watching them I'm just watching the whole thing unfold. And all of a sudden, the man took the gun and shot her multiple times. And I sat there and I was like, whoa. and I seen it, you know. Yes, and I seen it, and there was so
Wow.
many of that happening, you know, so many of
Yeah.
that. This guy killed his wife. It was just a lot of. It was
A
like
lot.
a murder spirit. It kind of gave you.
Yeah.
It was like a Chicago atmosphere. You know how Chicago be
Oh,
in
yes.
certain areas.
Oh, yeah.
It was a
Definitely.
war zone. You know? It
Oh,
was
my
so much stuff
goodness.
all the time. My brother got jumped because he was a Haitian. He ain't do
Of
nothing.
course.
He was not in
Mhm.
no gang or nothing. He got jumped just because he was Haitian. You know, I remember me going to school and I used to always make sure nothing about me represent Haitian, you know, just to kind of fit in a little bit.
Yeah.
And so nobody didn't know I was Haitian until my mom came to the school. And so that's what, oh, he Haitian. But then I
Oh,
got in a
yeah.
big fight. I was I got in the fight with this bully because he was from the
Of
projects,
course.
this cop
Of
project,
course.
and of course, during that time when you fight and you win the fight, you become best friends with that person. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
became best friends,
Definitely,
So
definitely,
we
definitely.
fought and I won, and we became yeah. So that was the story growing up, in Miami. It was a hard life, but at the
Yeah.
same time too, you had to know to survive. You have to know how to fight. You could have been soft,
No.
So yeah, that was my story in the beginning.
Wow. Exactly. Okay. So now, the reason I'm starting from way back is because something happened in the fifth grade that
Yeah,
I actually would like for everyone to hear about because I've heard this story and I'm like,
yeah.
unbelievable. So what happened in the fifth grade?
Oh well, so fifth grade, I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Phillip. I didn't mention this. My first time mentioning her name on the platform.
It's
Her name
okay.
was Miss Phillip, and I yeah, I remember I was in school and she was a Black American and she did not like Haitians either. Um,
Wow.
so, but then they labeled me. That was another thing too. So I was a label. Those kids labeled, and I was like they had me in this ESC class, and with this class, what it is, it was a EH class, which was more so for behavior problem kids. And I didn't have a
Right.
behavior problem. I was a hyper kid, but I didn't have a behavior problem. And
Right.
then they also started me telling me, "Oh, you're not smart. He's below grade level." So all of that was going on, and then the teachers, they get paid extra money because they add the kids in there to get
Of
more
course.
money. But of course, like I said, it was a lot of thing against me because I was Haitian. That's really what it really.
Of
That's
course.
really what it was about. He's a Haitian
That's what it
kid.
was
We
about.
gonna treat him this way. And so my, that teacher, she was like telling me, "Oh, you will never be nothing in life. You will die by the time you 18 years old. You'll be in prison." And every day it was like going into the devil at field every day. I'll
Mm,
go to school. I'm talking about as a fifth grader, and I remember she used to try to provoke me for me
of
to
course.
to charge at her for she can write me up to get me
Of
suspended
course.
just to say I have a behavior problem, but I didn't have a behavior problem. But she was provoking me, and I remember it was a teacher that was there too, because it was two teachers in those kind of class environment. They had two teachers,
Mm,
and it was a small group of us, meant no more than 12 students in there. And then the other teacher, she was a very nice lady. And I remember she used to talk to me on the side. She said, "Donald, don't listen to what Miss Phillips say. You a leader. Don't listen to all of that stuff she's putting on you. One day you're gonna prove her wrong." She said, "You're gonna prove her wrong one day. So don't make her to allow you to become the person that she wants you to become." And so that's
exactly.
what happened back in that fifth grade. Um,
Wow.
Crazy. It was crazy. It was a lot of things I had to go through,
Yeah.
during that time frame as a little kid in elementary school.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Mhm.
So, so this is more of a redemption story, as I say, because again, that's those same people that doubted you. Look at you now. You have been doing some things, man, and I want to congratulate you on not giving up because being bullied like that at a young age, even at an older age, but being bullied in general, you don't even want to go to
Yeah,
school. I've
absolutely.
been there. Why am I going to school? Especially you was getting bullied by a teacher. They the
Yeah,
ones that were supposed to be able to, calm certain things down, even though you know, it's sad because I remember
Yeah,
being in
a
high school,
teacher.
they treated Haitians different. They did. I'm not even going front. They treated Haitians different. You understand? It's so sad that I'm listening to this story, and I remember when
Mhm,
I was in school. Oh, he Haitian, and the girls don't want to talk to
mhm.
him, or he Haitian, he's not athletic enough, or he hate. You know, it was really bad. It's really bad. So I definitely
Yeah,
got that when I heard this story. I said I need to hear it because it's still going on to this day. It's still going on to this day because they don't
yeah,
understand the heritage. They don't. They really don't. And that's one thing people don't
yeah,
get is that if the things that people in this country don't understand, they try to ridicule it. They try to, you know, stain it
mhm,
or make it seem bad
yeah,
or evil. You understand? So congratulations for you because again, you've been doing a lot of things, and we're going to get into his redemption. You know what I'm saying? So, so doing this, it kind of sparked you into writing. It's like a healing process.
yeah. It did. It was because I think at one point I started to deal with like anger problems, and because of all those buildups, right? And so I started beginning to shift my mind. It's so funny
Mm,
because at that age, and my escape became the notebook and the pencil because that's what we had at the time.
mm,
We had a pencil, we had a notebook. And so I
okay.
remember I used to write things. Say if I was like, let's say I was mad at the teacher, and I would just be writing characters of how I would say something and how her response would be. So I
Mm,
created a world for me. I created this world. And the world that I created at the time really was that I was creating characters. That's what I was doing. But not knowing,
okay.
no, not having the understanding at the I really was doing. I don't know I was writing a script. I don't know it was a gift that was in me. To me, it was just an escape. That's really what it was. So that's where I began to start writing. So I'll be in a class, I'll be mad, and I'll just be writing. I'll just be writing. And so that's something that I
Wow.
began to start doing. Feeling certain now, I'll start writing something. Yeah. So that's what it that's where everything
Wow. Let me
started.
give you a round of applause on that. Wow. So
Yeah.
um, now tell me if this is true or not. One of your first productions was actually at a church, a Christmas program, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Now,
Yeah, it
first
was.
of all, he's in church and he's making programs that they don't even have. So already you organizing certain things wrapped in and there. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so this was in my early 20s. I had to have been like at least 20 years old or something like that. I was
Mm,
attending this church in Orlando, and I remember being in the church, but they never have a Christmas production. And they had a youth, they had a lot of youth, they had a lot of people that was younger than me, a little older than me, and it was never nothing happening for the youth or just anything dealing with pleasure at all. And so I remember sitting there, and as I begin to sit, I'm like, they don't have nothing going on in this church when it comes to us. Every Christmas is nothing happening. And
right.
so I begin to write, write is another playwright he's in. Yeah. So I began to write. So as I began to write The Reason for the Season. So that was the name of the show that I wrote, The Reason for the
Hmm.
Season. And I remember writing, of course, I don't know nothing about structure. I didn't know anything. I don't know. But all I knew is I can create something like far as the
Right.
dialogue. That's all I know.
Right.
And so I put it together, and then I sent it over to the bishop, and I was telling him, God gave me a vision, and I would love to do the first stage play production in the
Mhm.
church. And then I
Wow.
gave him the script to read, and he read it. He came back. He said, "This is really good. You really have a gift. You wrote this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I wrote it." And then from there, we went ahead, and so we did the show. And so when we did the show, I think what really touched me with the show was to see young people getting saved. And I remember it
Mm,
was this one young girl that came to me because in the play, it was a particular character that was dealing with this like suicide. Like basically, she wanted to kill herself because she was going through a lot in her life.
wow.
And so I
That's
talked about that because Christmas usually around that was one of the things that I experienced myself because I was there before in my life where I wanted to, unalive myself as well. and it was in December is when that happened. And so now to do the show and to talk about that same subject matter in the production, it touched that young girl. Me crying, she was like, "Oh my God, like I wanted to kill myself. It's because of your production. I know that I'm not the only one dealing with this." It was a young girl, and then I hugged her. I said, "You got this." I said that if I can make it, you can make it too. And I left out of that. It stick with me even to this day. You know, this was like 20 something years ago, and even right now, I can still think back time and say, you know what? It was the reason for the season, because at the end of the day, some people think it's all about the gift. So it's about this. Maybe this person don't have this. They're going through depression. They're going through different things. Maybe somebody did something to them, touched them, molested them, whatever. It's so many different issues that young people deal with. And so to talk about something, for them to see something in the form of a production, which is still ministry. And that's when I knew it was something bigger. It's bigger than me. You know, I like to say, like, with the plays, it's bigger than me. It's not just to entertain, but it's really something to help somebody. Because every single show, it don't matter how much you laughing, you may be laughing, but it's something that it's a takeaway for every single show that people have watched.
Okay, all right. So that's interesting. So if it's safe for me to say that a lot of these plays that you wrote are related to a situation in your life.
Yeah, for the most part. I would say for the most part, yes. I always have a piece of my life, but I never really expose all of it.
Right.
So it's up to the audience to want to know which is which. Because I don't go and say, "Oh, this was me on this scene. This was I went through this in this scene." I don't really do that. But what I do add a piece of my life in every production in some capacity. But then some of the stories come from those I'm around, you know, because for some reason people always come to me. They're live. They want to dump stuff on me. I'm like, I like to call myself, I'm the dumpster, where people come and dump their life situation on me. So because of so many different stories, but it's a reason, it's a purpose for that though. And the purpose is when I'm writing, I'm pulling from different people's stories. Believe it or not, you know, so many walks of people, so many different stories, and then I'm able to, you know, at times you're not thinking about the person as you're writing. It's just it's something that's in you and that's been already implemented in you, and so somehow you won't pull from inspirations, and then you look back and say, "Oh, I just thought about it. I was really talking about this person. I didn't even know that I was doing that in the creative process." And then later on, you'll start seeing different pieces of different people's stories.
Wow. All right. So now, I have this logo, DV Productions. What is this? Talk to me about this. You see it?
Yeah. So DV Production. Yeah, so DV Production is the company, you know, so that is my company. I kind of rebranded to DV Production LLC. So the company itself was birthed, I want to say about 15, 16 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It was birthed. And I remember I could not think of I couldn't think of anything like, well, I'm gonna name the company. And then I began to say, you know what, I'm just gonna brand it around Donald Variste. So DV, it's just an abbreviation for DV, Donald Variste. So that's where that comes from. Yeah, for DV Production.
So now you have a nonprofit, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. It's called Spirit Led.
Spirit Led.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you did your research. yeah, that's awesome. I'm like, how you getting all this stuff? That's good.
Hey.
Good. No, that's good. You did your research. But yeah, so Spirit Led Ministry is a ministry that she's my business partner as well. Her name is Jennifer Adams. And during COVID time, I had a story that happened, and when I was in Atlanta, I literally almost died in Atlanta. And then so I would, I almost died, and then I transitioned outside of Atlanta. Then I moved to Miami. That's where I met my wife. And during the pandemic, it was nothing happening. And then a young man that came to me, his name is Frank. And then he was like, we're talking about crypto. That's really what it was about. We were talking about crypto and all this extra stuff. And then he was like, how do you feel about us creating a prayer group or something like that? And that's what's the seed of that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind. Yeah, we could do a prayer group. And so to make a long story short, that group didn't last. And so to fast forward, so me and Jennifer, we was like, you know what? Instead of shutting it down, why me and you don't create our own prayer group and keep it going? And so that's where Spirit Led come from. And we started as a prayer group, and then just like in October, we did our first conference. We did a live conference. In the beginning, remember in the pre-show, he was like, Donald, like you're a preacher or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I was like,
yeah.
So you got that voice as a preacher.
Got that voice.
So in October, we did our first conference, and I was nervous, but yeah, because I'm more of a person that like to be behind the scenes, but obviously that's not what God wants for my life. Nope. Everything that I do is to be in the front. So I try to be behind the scenes. I'm okay being behind the scenes, but yeah, that's not what's happening.
Listen, hold on. Let me do that. Well, now, for those who's watching and listening, do y'all hear the soothness of his voice? I'm not crazy, I know, because I have the headphones on, but I hear his voice. And when he first came into the backstage, me and him talking, I'm like, are you ever thought about being a reverend? Because the way he speaks is so soft. You understand? Not that he's soft, but the way he talks, the sound of his voice. So I think God has blessed you, and eventually, you ain't gonna be able to fight it for so much longer. It's gonna happen. I'm just letting you know live on the 2111 radio show that eventually, maybe it might take a couple years, but eventually this is gonna happen for you. So congratulations on that, because you have definitely been anointed. You have. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's funny you talk about my voice, because I hate my voice. I hate it.
Me too.
I don't like my voice. But
I don't like to say my name. It's fucking horrible. Oh,
yeah,
Derrick. Oh, I cringe when I say my own name. Don't ask me my name. Oh God. Anyway, back to you. But yeah, so it's amazing that you've doing all these things. Mind you, for those who was here in the beginning, teacher told him he was going to be a mouth of nothing. You understand? They put him in a slow class, knowing doggone well he wasn't slow, just to get paid. So we fast forwarding this to his redemption, because again, there's a lot of people out here that hate on you for just being anointed. You don't know what it is. You want to die. These people, I thought these people was with me, and come to find out they actually was just being around because it was time for their season to end. Right now you shining, and whoever is your core people, please stick with them. No, it's no more friends after this, because you never know, they might bring you down. So I always tell my guests that. So now what I want to get to is this movie, this play. If I'm not mistaken, it's called I Hate My Mother-in-Laws. My in-laws, I think it's called.
I hate my in-laws. Yeah.
In-laws. First of all, a lot of people don't like their in-laws. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all. We can talk all day about this, but it's the truth. A lot of people don't like their in-laws. Talk to me about I hate my in-laws, and what made you write this particular play.
Oh my God. Yeah, so to be honest with you, those who don't know, I was engaged before I met my wife. I was engaged with this other person who I thought was for me. Right? Yeah, I thought that was for and it was a lot of drama that happened in that particular relationship.
Mhm.
And then it was a lot of people in her family that was like, coming against me. It
Mm.
was so many different things
What?
going on, honestly.
A
It
lot.
was a lot going on. And then she
All in the
cheated on
business.
me and all kinds of stuff. I passed her. And it
Ooh.
was it was a lot. It was a lot. You said what now?
Say that again?
That should be another book or something, right? Like my
Yeah, I
life
just
is so
looked you
interesting.
up.
I said my
I
life is
really
very
do.
interesting. That's something I could
It is.
Yeah, yeah,
It really is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was my next
yeah,
question
so
about this.
yeah, that's where it really transpired, to be honest with you. And as I was writing, I began to talk about some of the things that you deal with. And even though that we wasn't like physically married or nothing like that, it still was some things that happened. And then
Mhm.
my wife now doesn't have nothing to do with who I'm married to now, because this play came out way before.
Of course.
Even being married now, and it's some challenges you get in the beginning. It comes with the territory. But
Mhm.
that's really where it came from. So I ran into a comedy, believe it or not. It's a comedy drama play, but people love it.
Yeah.
It's different. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's where that came from. Honestly, it was something to be relaxed, because my first play, which was Church Hurts. And so I wanted to do something that's a little bit different. Oh, so yeah, so somebody so they can
He said he
relate.
can
But
relate.
yeah, so like I
Mhm.
said, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Listen,
a lot. It was definitely a lot that was going on in the
mhm.
relationship.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I think you got the right one now, So, how long you been married since?
3 years made it this year. This year made it 3 years.
Okay. All right. All right. So beautiful because you know, you know, it's sad that you had to go through that, but now that you got the woman of your life right now, salute to her. And what I've noticed about the plays is that you get a lot of support. Like your plays be packed. I'm looking in the audiences and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. This guy, why am I first finding out about you? Because your PR hit us up and said, hey, gave us the name, and I'm looking at the name and I'm like, no. And then I'm starting doing my research. That, oh, we definitely got to have him on the show, definitely, because um, it is it's a that is a what I call it. It is salute to you because you stuck with this. You stuck with it. Sometimes we get frustrated and don't stick with something and just give up. And you never gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So congratulations on that. Um, you got something coming up in December, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about that soon. But it's this other play. It's this other play that it's called Russian Roulette. Oh my goodness. Talk to me about Russian Roulette because these names, I'm telling you, these names is crazy. I definitely
Yeah.
want to know about Russian Roulette.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Gerard Taylor. He's a playwright as well. So he played in the play as well as the main
Oh, okay.
character. And Russian Roulette was about mental health. Honestly, I was
Mm-hmm.
going through some mental things during that time. I'm not gonna lie. I was going through a lot mentally. And believe it or not, as writers or creator, I should say artists, we go through a lot of mental stuff. We
Oh
really
yeah.
do. Talented people, creative people, I think one of our biggest thing that come against us is our mind. And I did that, so I was going through some mental stuff,
Right.
mental things, as in, maybe you ain't good enough, maybe this, all these weird talking, that I feel like you're hearing voices kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
was going through that. And I'm like, why I feel like that? Like, why I feel so depressed? Like it was a
Mhm.
place of depression.
Yeah.
It was for me, it felt like a cloud was over my head,
Wow.
and as I began to see, I was working and I'm like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like how I feel like this. And then sometimes my wife would catch it. She'd be like, you okay? And, us as men, we were like, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm good. Right.
Mhm. All the time.
And
Yeah.
so we don't really like to really discuss all of that. And so then yeah, so then I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna talk to my therapist. So I began to be open about go talk to nobody, no therapy. So that is something that I did. I did that by default for a situation, and then I started to just go to the therapy when I started feeling like that. So I'm just gonna go talk to her.
Yeah.
And so as I began to do that, and then she began to say, you know, I'm a writer, and then she mentioned that, and it sparked me. She was like, "Well, Donald, you know, like remember all the stuff that you told me in the past. Every time something came against you, what do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I usually will write. I'll write something." She said, "So are you writing anything?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Well, there you go." And then
There
that's
it
what
is.
happened. And so then I began to say, "No, I'm gonna write about mental health."
There it is.
And
There
then
it
I
is.
began to start writing, and I started writing.
Yeah.
And then from there, the title Russian Roulette title came because oftentimes with people with mental health, it's like playing Russian roulette with your life. Some
Yes.
people end their life, some people don't end their life. So that's where the game of Russian roulette, that's where the title really came from when it came to the mental health of it. And that's what
Yeah.
the show kind of really entail. It talks about this character where the entire time, it's such a beautiful play. I'm not gonna lie, the whole time in the audience, when you're looking at it, I don't want to throw it off, but it's gonna come back again. So the whole time,
Okay.
if you're watching the show, it plays out, but at the end, you really wasn't the person mental health. You wasn't the person mind the
Right.
whole time.
Wow. Well, I
You know,
definitely
the whole
want to
audience
check
was
it.
like, "Whoa!"
That's
Yeah,
good.
it's really
There
good.
you
It's a
go.
really good show. I mean, that's a show you can do. Yeah, it's really good.
Right. So now, I have this picture, and I want you to explain this picture because, you know, it looks good.
Okay,
It was
okay.
one of these pictures that I seen online. You know, I seen this picture online. I said, you know what?
Okay.
Let me put this picture up. Talk to me about this.
Okay, so that picture was actually for my graduation, my last year graduation. They wanted to have a actual headshot, and
Mhm.
so we was in Miami, and I don't know, that's my wife friend actually.
Um,
She took the pictures for me, and my best friend, you know, he did the edit to that. He actually
look
edited
good.
the photo.
Look good.
And
Look
so yeah,
good.
so that's where that photo come from. Yeah,
Listen, let me tell you. So,
you know, that's where that
so
photo.
where did you pick up your doctorates?
TIUA, School of Business, right there, where you see the logo.
Mhm. That's where the logo is at, correct?
TIUA School of Business.
Okay, and
Yeah, that's the
you know,
logo. Shout
nice.
out to Dr. Mohair.
Listen, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, like I said, you deserve your
I'm
flowers,
not gonna lie,
and that's what
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, you're shocking me. Right?
listen. That's what I'm
Yeah, I'm not
here,
gonna lie,
man.
you shocking me. I'm looking at these. I'm like, whoa, wait. Bro.
Wait a minute. So, listen. So now I want to ask you about. So, you know, I got some stuff up here. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I got some stuff.
Okay,
This particular
okay.
thing, this book. Who is that? Who's that young lady?
Oh, that's my wife. That's my wife. That's my wife. Yes, that's my wife. She just you know, she released she's having a book release next week and actually
Mhm.
down in Fort Lauderdale next. And one day she came from work. She was with
Mhm.
our son, and then she went to sleep. She just got up out of nowhere. She said, "God gave me a book."
Whoa,
I'm like, "God gave you a book?"
a
And she
book.
was like, "Yeah," and God gave me the title to the book. And I'm like, "Really? God gave you the book to the title?" And she was like, "Yeah, Grace for Moms." I'm like, "What that's about?" She says it's gonna be about moms, you know, people that have their kids and the stuff that the different challenges that moms go through and everything like that.
Mhm.
I said, "That's awesome." And she wrote the book, like literally, she wrote the book less than a month. She wrote the book every day. She was just writing and writing and writing. And this is the manifestation of the book, you know.
Mm.
So it's just amazing, you know. It's an amazing out. Honestly, it's so funny because I remember years ago it was I'm saying how things work, how God worked, how God
Yeah.
really worked. I
Mhm.
remember I was dating another person today, so I thought it was going to be my wife. A high school sweetheart.
No
I thought she
doubt.
was going to be my wife, and I remember one time I was telling her, "Oh, the Lord is showing me that you're gonna have books, and we're gonna be together. We're gonna be doing all this stuff together." But not knowing I was actually talking about my wife for real, for real. But
See?
I was speaking to the wrong person. But it was
It
really
is.
what she was. So it's so funny because I did not talk about writing a book, right? The whole time, and it's out of nowhere this book came, and all I could think about is the manifestation of what God showed me many years ago, but He didn't give me the fullness of who the person was. So I was right as far as wife, but I wasn't. I was, but I was speaking to what she was doing. So all of the stuff that she's actually doing are things that I talked about years ago. But
Mm.
now it's like, yeah, she's doing her book.
Congratulations to
Yeah,
her.
more books to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I truly believe you need to write a self-documentary on yourself. I really do, because from what I'm listening, if
Yeah.
you listen to this interview, for those who listen to the interview, we went all the way back. Went all the way back. And we coming forward, and now you seeing that when God's will happens, this is the result. This is literally the result, because you could have gave up a long
Yeah.
time ago. Could have gave up a long time ago. So
Absolutely.
it's amazing
Actually, I
that.
should have. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you. So now, do you have a book? You personally, have you ever wrote a book?
I have two books, but those books were like collaboration with the students in my class.
Right.
So it's two books anyway, but I do have one in the works. I'm gonna release it. It's actually will come out next month. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it's yeah. So what I'm doing with the book, what I'm doing is it's gonna be standing on business. It's a standing on business book. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Nice.
So what yeah, the vision that God gave me concerning my books, because I want a tour. That's something I pray for. It hasn't manifested
Mhm.
yet, but I do want a tour. I don't care if it's one of my shows, just a tour. It don't matter.
Yep.
Just a tour, 100 city tour, whatever it
Ooh.
is, 50 cities. I want to do that. I want to do that because that's something I prayed about. So with that being said, of course, things have changed over the years. And I say, how do I get to my audience? If I can get to them in all 50 states, 100 states, right?
My God.
What are some of the things that I can do to get to a broader audience? And
Mhm.
so that's when I say, you know what? I'm gonna write a book, and this can reach many people. And then also to eventually, when I have a actual production company who can put my shows to be professional, then it will get into digital platforms where it can reach homes. And so that is another thing that I want to do. But for right now, anyone can go online and just buy a book. And there's a lot of people who love to read books. And trust me, the book is even, man, I'll tell you, because it's so much you can do in stage plays. So the book is more in depth. Yeah, the book is going to be more in depth. It's going to be more in depth of what they think they saw, and it's also I change it up a little bit. So the story is a little bit different. It's a little twists and turns in the book. So
Mhm.
definitely look out for that, December 13. So I'm actually in the phase right now with the publisher right now. So
Uh-oh.
yeah. So
Nice.
that's gonna be my first one by myself. And also too, like you mentioned, I had a book that I wrote about my life. To be honest with you, it's
Mhm.
just the anxiety of releasing it. So I never released it. So
See,
I wrote it like 10 years ago, honestly. And it's more to write about, honestly.
of
Yeah,
course it
it's
is.
because I'm married now, of course. I have a son.
Mhm. Gotta put that
There's so
part
much
in, yeah.
layers. Yeah, so much layers to my life. So I just never released it. It's sitting in the archive right now.
Wow, that's so that's nice. So now you got something big coming up, man. December 13th at
Yeah.
Edgewater High. I was actually in, like I was telling him ahead, I was in Orlando. I was living in Orlando, and Edgewater High wasn't too far away. and the kids go to that school. So you actually got some major hitters coming to this one. That's major hitters. Drew and Pooh. How did this even come about?
I would say destiny helpers. It's this thing called destiny helpers that I like to talk about. So I always had the connection, but didn't know they had. It's so funny how you have a connection, but you don't know it's a connection. If that makes any sense, until it's a certain time.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's why they say you never know who knows who. That's why you always got to make sure you respect people, treat people, because you might be entertaining angels. That I live by that for real. And it's a fellow playwright friend. Her name is Mia. She has a Black Wall Street stage play that's out. She's a phenomenal writer as well. And I remember having the conversation with her, and I was like, the Lord is saying it's time for me to elevate my play. It's time for me to start adding celebrities for me, because I've been doing it for so long. It's time to go to the next level with the production. Yeah. And so, but I was nervous. I could have did it before, but I was always nervous. I would think to myself, like, is I'm even worthy enough at this moment to put celebrities in there? Because if anything messed up, it's a small industry, small business, and you don't want your name out there. Because I'm still that independent company, that's just being honest. But sometimes you gotta go out there in the deep of the ocean in order for you to go to your next level. And so, to make a long story short, she went ahead and she gave me a contact. Shout out to DeMarco. So he basically asked me, well, like, what's your budget? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, there it is. He gave me a list of people to choose from, and then I look. And then from there, that's when I chose the two. I chose them because I believe they would be very great
I think so.
for the roles.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to kill it. They're going to definitely they're going to exceed my expectation. That's why I believe they're going to definitely exceed it. And so that's where everything started, to be honest with you. It was from a little conversation, and then the next is history.
Okay. So, I have this tendency to pick things up on your pages because I stalk it. When somebody says somebody's coming to my show, I want to try to get some things. So you actually got something already coming up in 2026. So I think I got. Let me see. Is this right? Let's see. What is this? February already.
Okay, so I'm honored. It's a.
Talk to me.
Yeah, it's February. So I'm actually going to be honored with an award. It's from a congresswoman. So I'm actually excited because you never know who's watching you. You hear this remote kind of thing. And so they've been watching me, behind the scenes. And so a friend of mine came to me and said, "How do you feel about being honored by this the first award? Actually, it's the first award from the Congresswoman, actually. So I'm actually really excited. I'm the first, to be part of this award, which they're gonna have many others. And so shout out to Fabi so it was Fab. It was other people had to have the committees and all of that. They gotta look at your information. They gotta read up on you, all kind of different things. Mm-hmm. And then I made it for the award, and so that's what you see. So I'm excited about that. Got it.
We are too.
That's good. That's all the glory goes in. That's what you
say. Definitely. Already ahead of schedule. He already ahead of schedule. Like, you got something already in February. Like, wait a minute. We didn't know how February is going to look. And he already booked. So this play is coming out. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida, at Edgewater High School. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you got tickets on sale, correct?
Or we do have tickets on sale. Yeah, so I'm praying that it does sell out. So it's going to be at the Edgewater High School. I mean, we said that already, but I'm sorry. The tickets are actually on Eventbrite. If you go on Eventbrite and you type in business city of Orlando. Website,
Yep.
www.donaldvariste.com. You can go there as well. So yeah, so the tickets are on sale at the moment. Yep.
You know, we got a little magic going on. So I actually, what I need for people to do is actually go to the site, because I can actually go to the site. Let me go to this site real quick. Here we go, right here. I think I got it in here. Here we go. Is this it? This is it right here, right?
Have it show up yet on my? Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
So that's the Eventbrite right there.
That's the Eventbrite right there. Listen, tickets ain't that expensive. You know, very accommodating. You listen, you still got more tickets, and it's at 3100 Edgewater. The show starts at 7 p.m. Correct? Yeah, 7 p.m.
Yeah,
listen,
start at 7 p.m. But for VIP, if you want to get VIP, it's 5 o'clock.
Say that again. Say that again.
No, I was saying, like, for those who get VIP, it's actually 5 o'clock. Because we are going to have food. We are going to serve food and drinks. So that will be at 5 o'clock, and then you can greet during that time as well too. For those who are VIP, so it'll be at 5 o'clock. Doors open at 6:30, like that. Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. It's been a pleasure having you here, man. I really appreciate you. I'm happy. You know, I'm glad that I was able to surprise you with certain things, because I wanted, you know, you get to an interview and they just ask you a couple of questions and call it a day. We've been up here almost an hour. It's like 47 minutes. And, you know, I enjoyed every part of it, because you deserve to get this stuff out here, because I want more people to know about you and possibly come to your shows, you know, your plays, because, hey, listen, we all got to stick together. So with that being said, if you have that flyer that you've seen, we're going to plaster them on all our social media, so people in our city, because I'm in Atlanta. So hopefully somebody tag, and I'll actually put the link to it in our story, so people can actually tag into Eventbrite so they can get tickets. You know, so congratulations on that, man. I really enjoyed this interview, man. Real talk. Yeah. So what I want to ask you,
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now what I want to
sure.
So usually what happens, I will ask this question. But before I ask the question, this is another question. Are you a music lover?
Yeah, I love music. Yeah, I do.
Okay, I like that answer. That's a beautiful answer.
Music, yeah.
So since this is 2111 Radio, I usually ask the guests a question about music. Okay, here we go. Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what song would that be?
Ooh. If it could just be one song that I can listen to for the rest of my life. You got me on that one.
Yeah, you got to think about this. When you turn your TV on, if it's music playing in a movie, if it's something that you just turned on Spotify, it's just that one song. And that's the only song you're going to hear. No matter what you look at, that song will be playing. What song would that be?
Oh, my God. I'm not gonna lie though. To be honest with you, can I get an ABC? Like give me multiple to choose from? It's so much. It's so hard. It's that one song.
So I tell you,
I think for me, it got to be different.
Give me two.
Genre. It kind of depends on the genre. Okay. So honestly, to be honest with you, I do like the Maxwell song. You know, that's a song, you know, like you heard so much back in the days, and it's still hitting to this day. This song that Maxwell had. And then what is it called? What's the title of that song?
Maxwell?
It's a song that he had. It was Maxwell have a song.
I'm trying to think about Maxwell.
I can't remember the title. You know, I'm not a singer. I'm not even going to try to sit there try to sing.
No, you don't have to do that. But is it a slow song?
And then for the who?
Yeah. Now I said, is it a slow song?
It's slow. It's a slow song. It's like I think he's like in the falsetto the entire time that he's singing.
Is that Pretty Wings? I think Wings. Pretty Wings. I think that's the
It's
name of
not
that.
Pretty Wings.
Not Pretty Wings.
I don't think it's Pretty Wings.
Woman's Worth. It was a woman's song that he made. That song was crazy.
I think that's the one I'm talking about. I think Woman's Worth. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Ooh,
yeah,
Lord,
that's that song right.
That's hot.
Cause that song is just, I ain't gonna lie, that song because I was in high school when that song came out. I think I was in 9th grade or something. And I remember hearing that song. It was like, wow. And then I think for a gospel, I think for the next,
I think that's the name of it. No, somebody said Fortunate. Aquarius Water said Fortunate. I think that is it.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you, that's a hot song. And what's your next song?
Yeah, that song. Yeah, so my next song, I'll probably shoot something from the gospel because you need something to uplift you.
Yeah.
So I think for the gospel music, I think I will go with Can't Give Up Now. Because that's a song I was listening to for so long when I was young too.
Yeah, I know that's
Can't Give Up Now, because I remember when I felt like giving up, I felt like in that song, the words, from Mary Mary, Can't Give Up Now. It's just the lyrics of the song, and that was a song that it brought me through. I ain't gonna lie, that song definitely brought me through.
Wow. Let me tell you something. For those who don't know, that's sitting here, 2111 Radio actually has a radio broadcast as well as this podcast. So every Sunday we go gospel. I'm gonna see you late from 8 o'clock. From 8 o'clock, I think, until 5 o'clock. Nothing but gospel music. And that was one of the songs that's actually on the list. When you picked out, I said, wow, pick one of the songs. So yes, we definitely gonna we do that every Sunday. So we definitely have our regular rotation, but on Sundays, all that shuts off, and we just get to gospel because it was my wife's idea. Just like being on the show was my wife's idea. She 36 years, she knows me. She knows me better than I know myself. So she actually talked me into doing this because I didn't want to do this. So I tell everybody, shout out to my wife because she believed in me enough to tell me that I can do this. And 400 shows later, but I don't know, numerous of celebrities that's been on my show. Here we go. And we got one of the most innovative and, how can I say, soft-spoken people I've ever met. And that's you. And that's real because I'm feeling this interview. I think you're going to go places after this. And just make sure you touch us again and let us know what's going on in the future because you hear 2111 Radio, you never know. You probably blow up, like you said, a world tour. You never know. It might just happen. You keep putting it in the sky. So any shout outs before I let you go? Because you got some people up in here.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to the entire cast. Of course, a shout out to my wife first. First, that God, of course. Shout out to God. Shout out to my wife, and shout out to the entire cast. Everyone that is working behind the scenes. Gerard Taylor, Syrian, I see you. I'm normally missing names, but that's why I say the entire cast. Of course, my publicist that's working hard behind the scenes as well. A shout out,
Latrice, I think that is.
Oh, my publicist.
Yeah.
No, Brandon. Brandon's my publicist.
Oh, I know you talk about now. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Brandon. Yeah. Right. So shout out to everybody in general. That's DeMarco. Everybody, Sylvia. It's so many different people that's working behind the scenes with this production to make this be a success. I just want to thank everybody in general that are helping, to allow this show to be a success and everything. So I'm really honored for that. I'm all, blessed to have great people. Jennifer is, all those. There's so many other people. I'm sorry if I miss your name, but just know
you did say the whole cast and everybody. Exactly.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's for everybody.
Yeah.
We're about to sign out. This interview is over, but I want you to stay right there. I want to talk to you behind the scenes, and have a conversation with you. But everybody else,
Okay.
listen, show's over. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I'm happy that everybody came in here and actually chirped in and showed some love for my man. And listen, go get those tickets now, man. I'm telling you, Eventbrite. This play right now, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the hottest ones this upcoming December. Get that now, and hopefully, like I said, one day me and you can actually meet, and I can actually come to one of your shows. Why not? Hey, you never know. But until then, you stay right there. We're about to sign out right now, and everybody, y'all have a good night. All right, good night, guys. Yeah, good night.